Morning guys, how you doing? I'm Yalik, and I just got this base. I'm in the middle of a map clear, so that does mean I happen to be boosted, but this hit would work unboosted as well. So I got this corner base, and I thought it made for a great example, and I wanted to use it as a sort of a lesson. Not a bad corner base. If you're going to have a corner base, this is how I would prefer them to be, and there's a reason for that. You'll notice how he has everything packed in here behind the HQ. In particular, these are things that you don't want attacking you if you use warriors. So this is very much an anti-warrior base. What he's done, he's put everything right up against the wall and the HQ right up against those defenses. And what that does, actually I'm going to show you. What that does is, you can picture your warriors being standing all around the HQ there. It makes it really, really hard to shock. If you just use the traditional approach, Bullitt's going to be standing about here, right? And he's not going to taunt the stuff behind the HQ. This machine gun and this and this and this are all going to be untaunted. And it's really, really hard to shock them because, I mean, you can shock them, but as you do so, like you shock those three things, you just shocked a quarter of your warriors back there. The whole back edge of the HQ is also shocked. And same thing here, like you throw a shock over here, that's a little bit better. Actually, I missed the shock launcher, so let's try to get the shock launcher in there as well. That one's a little bit better for me, but still clipping some of my warriors. So that's a strategy that people use to try to make it harder for warrior attacks against corner bases. And here's how I combat that. Okay, we'll do this again. So really, one of the more important things when you're figuring out a warrior hit is to figure out where you want to get Bullitt. Because Bullitt is, I mean, he's your damage absorber, right? That's what he makes warrior rushes much more effective than otherwise they would be. So the thing about, it's the thing about these hits is you want to figure out where you're going to get Bullitt. Now, what I want to do here, I'm going to get Bullitt. I'm going to use a trick placement. I'm going to flare back to the shock launcher from the beach, and then flare. Once we get there, once Bullitt will be standing probably next to these machine guns, we'll flare over to the HQ. Bullitt won't move, the warriors will, but what that will mean is Bullitt should taunt everything. I mean, he'll be standing, if you in the normal approach, like we said, Bullitt would be standing next to that flamethrower. This guy's going to watch this replay and wonder what the hell's happening here. Normally, Bullitt would be standing up there next to the flamethrower. None of this stuff at the back of the HQ would be taunted. By flaring to the shock launcher and then back to the HQ, we pull Bullitt way forward. I think he would probably be standing, he'll probably end up standing about here, and then he should taunt everything. Didn't mean to do that. He should taunt everything from the top machine gun all the way down to, I would guess he would even get the bottom flamethrower. I'm not quite sure. That's going to leave me with a shock on the flamethrower up top and a shock over there on the other shock launcher. And I think we're still good, even though I wasted a little bit of GBE there by the extra artillery. So, I'm gonna flare to there just to get started. That was an ugly landing, don't copy that. So we're right in line with the shock launcher, which we'll be flaring to. They're running a little oddly right now because they're arranging themselves to pass the HQ. We're gonna get a heel down, and there's tons of GBE here. Ooh, Bullitt has ended up on the opposite side of where I wanted him, so that's gonna change things a little. We're gonna go like that and like that. The same principle, he's just on the opposite side. He's still got from the machine gun down to the bottom machine gun, so that left us with the shock launcher and the flamethrower over here as opposed to the shock launcher and the flamethrower up there. Same principle though, and you can see that and go back and look at the replay, at least the relevant bit. Don't care about anything. Don't really care about anything before the reveal. But lots and lots of GBE for that hit. Like I said, I feel like that would have worked. But there's like, got to the HQ and had 34 left. Needed 3 for Bullitt. Needed 7, 19, 22. Well, probably a little bit of boost would have been required. And a lot of that was the mine clearance there was the big issue. Also, if I had done that properly, I could have saved a smoke, but screwed up. Even with the mine clearance we did, still ended up. Now here is where we actually are interested in. So, yeah, it just ends up being that the flamethrower down here and then the shock launcher over there, which was the reverse of what I expected. Sometimes that happens where Bullitt, you know, you're not quite sure where Bullitt's going to land. Normally, I try to figure out where he's going to be landing. That's fun when you're doing like the shield gen hits, because then you have to calculate like from multiple different directions where you think he's going to end up. Just something extra to think about. But either way, the effect is the same. I had him standing, like I said, about here. Instead, he's standing over here. 6 of one, half dozen of the other, and you just prepare to improvise. Oh, okay, so he's going to land on that side, and then you change your shock pattern, which is, it's the same, just flipped. But everything else back here ends up getting taunted because by flaring to the shock launcher and then over to the HQ, we've gotten Bullitt much deeper into the base than otherwise he would have been. Probably, I would guess, 6 or 7 tiles further back. And that's perfect, because all of this stuff is, I mean, this is back here to kill warriors, and all of that stuff has now been completely negated by using this little trick approach. So, just a fun thing that I do from time to time when you get these bases, to try to counter them and still beat them and get them off your map. So anyway, thought that was a fun hit, thought I would share. Like, thumbs up. I actually might make another video, because for the first time in a long time I can say this. I'm not in a huge rush today, which, it's a wonderful thing. I feel good. Anyway, hope you guys liked the video. I'll catch you later.